Now let us examine the poem closely. The setting of the poem is, as the title suggests, an elementary school classroom in a slum. The slum is located in a grey and smoke-filled locality in a city. The setting very vividly brings out the situation of the poor and the downtrodden in the society. The overarching theme of the poem is the social inequality that is prevalent in societies across the world, evident even at the level of schools. The poet draws our attention to the extreme poverty in which the children spend their lives. This has been highlighted clearly in the line, all their time and space are foggy slum. The children are malnourished and generally underprivileged, where even the spectacles they use have cracked glass. This is in stark contrast to the world depicted in their books and in the pictures on their classroom wall. That world is the world of the privileged in the society. It has all the comforts and opportunities needed to lead a fulfilling life. Even education, which is supposed to help the students break barriers, seems to be aligned to the needs of the elite. So, instead of being a positive influence, it will only drive them deeper into misery. Another theme in the poem is that of hope. In contrast to the somber, pessimistic mood in the first three stanzas, the last stanza is optimistic. The poet believes that the lives of the children can be improved if the children are empowered by the right kind of education to break free of their lives in the slum. The theme is further emphasized by the daydreaming child, who can be considered a symbol of the belief that the children can escape their difficult situation. The poem has an unusual syntax. Its use of incomplete sentences such as these underscores the broken lives of the slum children. The poem is highly symbolic with various symbols being used to represent complex ideas. This symbolism leaves the poem open to several interpretations. The fog is used as a symbol of the colorless and dreary existence of the children. Similarly, the phrase sour cream walls stands for the boring, unhappy experience that school is for the slum children. The symbol of the map is used to represent imagined places that the children read about but have no access to. Thus, it highlights social inequality. Later in the poem, the map, along with Shakespeare, represent ineffective education. By calling them a bad example and wicked, respectively, the poet highlights an irony. Instead of positively inspiring the children, such education, which is of little relevance or use, leads them into temptations such as thievery. In the final stanza, the map is used in a more positive sense. It stands for the kind of education that can show the children a way of escape from their dreary existence. A variety of similes and metaphors are used by the poet to drive home his message. They also create a visual impact. For instance, the poet compares the uncertain future of the slum children with fog. In the metaphor, all their futures painted with a fog. Another metaphor is in the phrase, rat's eyes. Here, the boy is being compared to a rat to highlight his poverty. The poet also beautifully compares the map to a window in this line. In addition to indirect comparisons, the poet also uses direct comparisons or similes in these lines. Here are some other figures of speech used in the poem, each of which contribute to the richness of the poem.